Hello and welcome to another episode of our Speakeasy podcast. As always, that is
Ken.
And I am John. Welcome back. What's going on, everybody?
What's up, Johnny?
What's happening?
I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been we've kind of been taking a little bit of a break and doing more episodes in between. And
Yeah,
like,
we've been pre-recording a lot. So
yeah,
we
just
see each other less.
But it came out all right. Even the election. The last episode we did was the election episode.
Yeah.
And that was like a few weeks before the election.
Yeah,
and
but
we
it was
were
pretty solid.
It
Yeah,
was
we were
pretty
pretty on
good.
point.
We were on point with it, and it was interesting too because some of the stuff I had brought up on that episode, or you had brought up on that episode, were things I actually kind of forgot about a little bit.
Yeah.
And when I re-listened to it, I was like, "Oh shit, that's right." That did happen, or this happened, and because when so much happens between that last month of the election, things start to get lost. So that was pretty cool. So
Yeah. And before we start, I want to apologize. I'm nasally. My allergies are kicking my ass.
I'm not using that mic, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
smell this mic. See if it smells like my breath.
I know he's got COVID all over it.
Yeah. And I want to just shout out to, once again, our hats.
Oh yeah, isacaps.com. Cool spot. They are there's isacaps.com. They thank you.
Yes.
And we thank you. So, but that's something
Ignited States on
hat company.
Instagram.
That guy's got to be happy right now, man.
Oh yeah.
He's got like 8 million Trump hats and things on his website, and I mean he's got a passion there.
Anybody who wants one, go there. Pick one up. We have red, we have a green, and there's 2 other color options on there.
And pick yourself up a Trump hat.
Pick yourself up a Trump hat while you're there.
If you
are a
voted,
Trump fan,
if you're a Trump fan, yeah. But yes, it's cool, Vic, to be putting those up there for us. But yeah, so we got a lot we're going to be talking about this episode. We're going to be talking about some post-election things, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But first, I think we're going to do our tradition right here, and we've got what are we going to do here? What do we have here? We have Dark Arts Whiskey House.
This is one I've never heard of before.
Yeah, this was kind of new to me, and this is kind of like, and John kind of did a little bit more research on this prior, and he was saying that this is more like private picks, not really out there as much for like the mass public. And,
right. It's
and
like
stuff.
an appointment only in Lexington, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
You go there, and it's for basically small groups of people and certain stores.
Yeah. And it's like the Donnie Darko when it comes to movies, that cult following,
right.
and that maybe some people know about it, but then
Right.
that's kind of how this is.
You're not going to go to like Total Wine probably and maybe find.
No, I don't think so. But it's 10 years, and this one is 56.2% alcohol, coming in at 112.4 proof. Batch number T46. Sounds like a Terminator.
The Terminator. I'm T46.
This is the T46.
I'm here to kill you.
Yes, I'll do it now. Just a quick read on this. Crafted in our house, savored in yours. The bottle in your hand holds more than just whiskey. It's alchemy. Wood, fire, grain, and water transformed into liquid gold. Inspired by the alchemists of old, our master blenders take good whiskey and elevate it to extraordinary, using equal parts mastery and belief in the unknown.
It's worked for me.
It's so tiny.
It is tiny.
Don't settle for ordinary. And then it's got like some crazy fonts here too. Defy convention and unleash your spirit. Well, speaking of spirit, let's drink some.
Let's go.
This distilled in Indiana, produced by Dark Arts Whiskey House LLC, and bottled by Divine Spirits LLC in Lexington, Kentucky, like John had just mentioned. This one I got from a group, and they call it the Lost Exits. So it's like New Jersey Turnpike ticket.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's all their stickers. They have that.
Very
there.
nice.
And it's a New Jersey group that I'm part of. And the only thing I was telling John, like, it's one of those things, like, they don't get a ton of bottles every year, but when they do, you're like, kind of have to buy them. You're like a little bit forced to get them because, or they'll kick you out of the group basically, or say, no, well, you can't do picks with us anymore because you're not buying the bottles.
Right.
So this one in particular, like, you need to buy 2 Dark Arts and 2 Jack Daniel's Rye. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was like,
Is it worth it?
but I did a little research on this Dark Arts, and I was like, actually, this is one I might want to have. And
All right.
and I've had plenty of the barrel strength Jack Daniel's Rye, and it's fantastic. All the picks I've had of it. So I was like, well, it's not like it's gonna go to waste. So whatever, let me do it. Let me be an idiot. John, you want to pick a glass?
I do. We're gonna go Mr. Rip today.
And I'm gonna go Mr. Whiskey Thief.
That's a pretty cool bottle.
It is. It's like
Looks like some type of monk.
Yeah, it's got that nice kind of like Rock Hill Farms cork kind of thing going on here.
The background sticker is like a marble.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. And what's the secret behind it? What's going on here? It's like, yeah, this
Like
guy
a
here.
monk with
Yeah, I don't know. Then it looks like these weird signs on it. I feel like I'm.
I feel like, what are you giving me right now? Like, are we gonna we're gonna get possessed? Or?
Yeah. What was that movie? Ghost something? 13 Ghosts?
13 Ghosts.
And they had like these like weird symbols around, so they couldn't go past the glass. And I don't know. That's kind of feel I'm getting from it there. Then they got that like third eye thing going on in the top there. I don't know. Is this
Sonic?
Is this thing? Is this possessed this bourbon or what? Oh, it's shaking. We didn't even drink yet, guys.
Yeah.
Actually, we did have a beer at lunch, but
barely.
Yeah.
That's a big pour.
Is it too much?
Yeah, I don't know how my nose is gonna be on this one.
Don't
I will
waste
do
this
my best.
good bourbon on your shitty nose. Gosh.
I will do my best. Oh, this might clear me up though.
Yeah. Looks like I'm gonna have to take a little control on this one.
Yeah. Wow. It smells strong.
Getting a maple pancake. Not maple. I hate to use maple because maple is a very distinct term. Almost like pancake, but that's why I'm saying maple.
I mean, the only thing I can get, it smells spicy to me.
Yeah, it's got some
I'm getting
spice to it.
like a spice, like a cinnamon,
Yeah, allspice maybe.
allspice.
I love the nose on this though, man. I wish you could smell it better, because it's really like I'm getting that pancake waffle kind of sweet cooked. It's even like a slight hint of apple cinnamon-ish, maybe. I don't know. There's
Ooh.
something in there.
You know what? I can get that.
Apple cinnamon waffles.
I can get that,
Yeah.
like an Applejack cereal.
Yeah, that's good.
Right? Open that box of Apple Jacks and you stick
Yeah,
your nose
yeah.
in there.
Something going on. Yeah. Well,
Well, let's try it.
cheers. Okay.
Woo! Wow.
I'm getting a little oak on there. Actually, a little bit more than a little.
Yeah. That was definitely getting spice.
Yeah.
A little spicy on the back end there.
Yeah, like a nice toasty, oaky kind of. I'm getting that spice that John's talking about there too.
It is very oaky, though. Very oaky.
Yeah, it's
Taste the char on the whole.
yeah. I had cracked this maybe a week ago or something. I like to do it now just to open it up sometimes. If I remember, I'll try to open up that bottle. And
Does
I like
taste
it
different?
I like it better now, I think. Yeah. And I'm trying to pinpoint that spice though.
It is. It's like an allspice, like some type of baking spice.
Yeah.
Like something you put maybe in like an anisette cookie or.
Yeah.
It's strong. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's got heat.
I don't know if that's just my allergies kicking in and my
Yeah.
being congested, but it's strong. It's good though. The flavors are there.
Yeah. I'm kind of leaning towards that allspice bakery kind of, taste that you were mentioning.
And on the back end, once it sits and it lingers for a little bit, you get that that leathery note.
Yeah. Yeah, I can feel
oaky,
that.
leathery note.
Yeah.
A little
On that
toffee.
finish,
A
yeah.
little toffee or
Yes, if your belt was made out of toffee. That's what
what's that toffee candy?
Butternut Crunch?
No.
Or Toffee Nut Crunch or whatever.
No. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, it's solid.
Definitely pretty good. And it's like It's very rich. It's like thick. Well, not thick, but you
It's
know what I mean. Like
viscous.
isn't it? Yeah, that's your new word.
Yes.
I gotta look that up.
Viscosity means yeah.
Viscosity.
So with my job, I do a lot of like sometimes we'll be trying different products and stuff, and we have to say how viscous something is.
Okay.
So we actually have a few cups of maple syrup in front of us. And like, there's like the fake maple syrup, like the Aunt Jemima one, which what is it now, Pearl Milling or something.
Yeah.
And then, so that's going to be a little bit thicker, and then you have your real legit pure maple syrup, that's thinner. So we do a lot of things with viscosity.
Okay.
And I mean, you can see it too when you're rolling this around. You can see those legs on it. Mm-hmm. And you can see it like it hangs out on the edges there. But
I'm gonna mix it with a little water.
Yeah. But I like the balance of this. I like the balance of the oak. I like the spice. I like the sweetness on this. It definitely has a nice balance of flavor and proof. It's not overly like, oh my God, this is burning my throat or anything. This is nice.
I hate to say it because it's the single most popular note ever. But when you mix it with a little bit of water, that vanilla comes through really, really good.
I thought you were going to say caramel.
Caramel?
Yeah.
No, I'll say toffee.
Taffy.
Toffee. We're from New Jersey. We say
Well,
toffee.
yeah, we say toffee and caramel.
But if you cut into that water a little bit, it's good. Takes away some of that spice at the end.
Yeah. Let me see what you're talking about here, Johnny.
Good stuff.
All right. Yeah. Dark arts. I'm gonna have to explore more and further into the dark arts.
I guess so.
It sounds a little.
Weird. I don't know where we're going down a dark
what are you
hole
doing?
here.
Yes. What are you interested in? The dark arts. Bourbon.
Hey.
Yeah.
Sweet. Good stuff.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Thanks for bringing this.
Yeah. Absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers.
So.
Let's get into the
nitty gritty.
The nitty gritty.
Yeah. Where we drink our bourbons.
So our election is over, and I'm going to admit I am deeply surprised by the results. A lot of people aren't. Some people are still angered. I'm very surprised with the outcome.
Because we didn't know. We both of us were told we were kind of.
It was an unknown election.
Yeah.
Like you did not know which way it was going to go. There were some weeks where I felt like Harris was ahead. There were some weeks where maybe she did or said something ridiculous, and then Trump said something good, and he was pushed ahead, and then he or somebody with him said something stupid, and that whole the Puerto Rico is a garbage island stuff thing. Like then I felt like he was done after that.
Do you think that the left side screwed things up by doing that and saying with the whole Puerto Rican thing? Because they're almost it got to the point where they're almost saying these people, our voters, are idiots, and they can't. First and foremost, it wasn't Trump that said anything about the Puerto Ricans.
No,
it was someone that he had there, and when he was asked about it, Trump's like, I don't even know who that guy is. I don't know.
Yeah.
He was. I don't know. We have people that invite people,
Yeah.
and they try to correlate one directly with another thing and bring it down.
I mean, that particular comedian's known for saying stupid things and talking that way. I believe he's the writer of all the roasts and all that, like, on Comedy Central and him and like Jeff Ross. But when he came out afterwards and was like, "People, it was a joke. Relax."
Yeah.
I'm assuming most people did really think, as much as I thought it offended people, I think most people were like, it's a joke. I'm not offended.
I think part of the issue, though, John, was, let me ask you this, and you may have, but did you know who he was?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
I do. I watch his shows.
Okay. I had no clue. And I think most people were like me. I had no clue who this guy is.
Yeah.
I had whatever. But yes, it's a joke. When you see any kind of roast, they always go below the belt. They always do something.
Yeah.
Was it the best
No.
time and place to do it?
No.
Because you had a mix of people. If this was strictly a roast or strictly a comedy session or something along those lines, all right. Well, people are saying you're going to hear inappropriate things left and right. But when you have other people that are up there saying who are serious and who are doing this, and then you have a random comedian that comes in and says that, your message, because read the room, and the room isn't necessarily saying let's crack jokes like that necessarily.
I mean, he's a popular guy. His show's called Kill Tony, and his dais is usually he always has Joe Rogan on. He always has Shane Gillis, all that stuff. Remember what you saw with was it Shane Gillis was Trump?
Oh yeah,
that's Kill Tony. That's his show.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and their show is basically them just really bashing each other and bashing other people like harshly, all in good fun. But like you said, at a time and place like that rally at Madison Square Garden, that probably wasn't the right thing. And at that point, I said, "Election's over. Trump doesn't have a shot."
Yeah. But
to our surprise,
I know. But once again, that's the whole thing. It became too much where they're saying they're trying to pull anything out of that rabbit hat.
Yeah.
And say what this is what we're gonna do today. This is how we're gonna make him look bad today. And Kamala had the issue where she I would say it got so much where they were making a point to talk about it on the news, where they're like, "Oh, she didn't mention Trump's name at the closing, whatever," because that's all she did was say Trump this, Trump that. Trump. No, we want to hear not Trump this, Trump that, Trump this. Tell us what you're going to do because you haven't been doing it in office.
Well, that's the point. She kept telling us what she was going to do, what is something that she could have been doing the whole 4 years.
Yeah,
and that was Trump. You've been saying this for 4 years. Why didn't you just do it?
Blame Trump. Blame this.
Listen, if you're living under a rock, obviously we're talking about President-elect Trump is going to be our 47th president. He won in, wow, man, he won by a lot. He won by a lot, and it makes you kind of wonder about the last election because why were the numbers so different in between?
Yes.
Is Joe Biden a big part to blame for the Democrats losing? Because he could have just bowed out from the beginning and said, "Hey, man, I'm not going to be able to do this."
There was a lot going
and
on.
let the Democrats pick their person instead of being forced with Kamala Harris.
Putting on the Trump hat or whatever.
No, who? Oh, yeah.
Biden,
yeah. Trying to be funny, though, and it's... But, a lot of the Democrats maybe felt like, this lady was forced on us.
Yeah.
She has been there for 4 years, and she's promising things that she could have been doing already, and she hasn't done it yet. Why can't we get a fresh face? Because there was no primary. It was her or that was it.
Yeah. Yes, and that was part of the issue, too.
Yeah.
Because there was no primary, she didn't
earn that spot.
She didn't earn that spot, which... they just basically said, we're going to pick you, and this is what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the typical process that we would go through. And I think she was trying to use that as an excuse, too, though. Oh, I didn't get to do what I was supposed to be doing. I could have been doing this a long time ago. I could have been putting myself out there a long time ago and whatever. But
I mean, I think this is going to be the last we've heard from her. I don't see her coming back in 4 more years to try to run again.
And I don't see it. I also don't.
She's just going to go into hiding now. I mean, until January.
Yeah.
You're not going to see much of her anymore.
And I think part of the issue was this, too, is she would have been the first woman president. And I think the country, honestly, I feel like the country said,
it's not ready for that.
I don't think you deserve that honor to be the first woman president.
Okay.
And I think that's a big part of it because it was the country's too divisive right now. It's too divided where it's it's tough to say that she earned that spot. She really earned being the first woman president.
Yeah.
And probably a lot of people said, no, I want someone that really earns it.
Yeah.
Got that spot because they earned it.
Nope. But a lot of people came out for this election and definitely they voted, they spoke. Mm-hmm. Obviously there's going to be people who are not happy.
Yeah.
There will be a lot of protests, I'm sure, and I mean, especially when January comes, and I mean, President Trump is going to have to go to the Capitol, where the last time he was there, it was major chaos, and he's going to have to go swear in there.
Yeah.
So that's going to be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
He's already put out a video saying what he plans to do as soon as he steps into office, which was
I know
he went right down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, he got down.
Man,
He's like, he ain't having it.
No.
And I think the one thing he wants to tackle is the corruption. And you people might say the border that he's after, or this or that or whatever. Yeah, that's just like a side note to what he wants to really. He is pissed at what he went through these last 4 years since even from when he was elected president till now. So we're looking 8 years now.
Yeah.
And what he's been through and what he's been put through just because they were doing anything and everything they can to prevent him from running.
Yeah. And right now, this man should just go in a bubble somewhere and just wait it out until he becomes president because the spotlight is on him, man. He's already been a assassination attempt once.
And possibly
another time.
Could have been a second, yeah.
I don't know. It's...
Yeah.
If something were to happen to him before January, does it go to the second place person, Kamala Harris? I don't think it goes to the VP because they're not in office yet.
Yeah, but
will the Democrats try to take him out?
Well, he's a president-elect.
Right.
So I think it would go to the VP, but I'm not sure about the process. Yeah.
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah. Well, hopefully nothing happens.
You hope so. Because
John and I have said it in the past, and we'll say it again, is, regardless of who our president is, we're going to support them 100%.
100%.
And, he's going to be our president, so, we're going to support.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah. I mean, things are already changing. Stocks are great. Cryptocurrency's doing awesome.
Yeah. Stocks, dude, that the day after the election went freaking crazy.
It went crazy.
And they have been going up and keep going up.
Yeah. We were talking about my crypto is going crazy right now.
We're just having a conversation.
And he's a believer in crypto, so we don't know. We'll see what happens.
Tom Brady must be happy.
Tom Brady, yeah.
Wasn't he
he was the big crypto guy.
Yeah.
Didn't get paid in crypto for
It's funny when you have those conversations with people because, we saw how the stock market did when Trump was in office. Things were pretty good for the most part. Yeah. I know people who are on the other side of it. There's, we have our Democrats, we have our Republicans and stuff like that. And I had mentioned, I said, as far as stocks and things like that goes, I'm like, you probably want to root for root for Trump to win. So it's because you kind of do better that way. I've made it a point, like, saying to, people who have stocks, like, I don't know. Yeah, you got to.
Now it's interesting because you got all these celebrities that were going to move out and move out of the country if he won. And now it's time to see if they usually don't. But now it's time to see if they step up and say what they were going to do. Like Tom Hanks is supposed to be moving out of the country already.
Was Tom Hanks one of them?
Yeah, he was one of them.
I know Bruce Springsteen said he was like, I don't know.
Good, you can go too.
He's like, baby, I was born to roam.
See ya. Go. Speaking of Bruce Springsteen, just not to get off topic real quick, but I will. They're doing a new biopic, and you see the guy from the Bears playing him. He's been all over New Jersey.
I know, yeah.
And he looks like a young him a little bit.
Yeah.
And Happy Gilmore too was in
I know
they're in Kearney, right next to me.
They've been all over.
They
were over here. They were over here at like Morristown for quite some time. That's where they were doing casting things.
Yeah.
Didn't you Chris who's on the show? His
daughter was in a little scene. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Right. Anyway, sorry.
Off on a tangent. Yeah.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. So obviously, like the whole Taylor Swift and all these endorsers.
Yeah.
Maybe it goes to show you that celebrities really don't sway how we think.
No.
We can think for ourselves. Yeah. I don't need Taylor Swift to say, this is what I'm doing. You should follow me. I don't need or Joe Rogan to say, hey, this is what I'm doing.
Did you see he endorsed him towards that?
Like the night before or 2 days before. Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
Because he's a known independent. Yeah. Joe Rogan. He's not really.
I think Kamala Harris pissed him off because she was supposed to go on his show and she canceled and she had stipulations. It can only be this long. You have to come to me, blah, 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 whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I think she pissed him off.
Yeah.
I really do. And he had such a good episode with Donald Trump on there and J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is going to be part of our government now.
Well, the guy's a genius.
It's strange.
He's a smart dude, man. You know,
we're all gonna be driving Teslas.
No, that's the thing. It kind of goes
Tesla
against
for you and a Tesla.
It kind of
for you.
goes against what Trump says, like the whole electric car thing.
Well, that honestly, that was a big thing for me, man, because I don't want to be forced to buy an EV. I don't want to be forced to go on a road trip and have to stop every 20 minutes to fill up on electric. You can't make me do that.
Yeah.
So that was another thing that was big in my book. I don't want to be forced to do something like that.
And back to what you said about the celebrities and everything like that. I mean, think about this. George Clooney's like, I'm not doing anything for Biden because he's lost his marbles. We're waiting for a viable candidate to be up there or whatever to donate. Listen to this, dude. I mean, how much do you think they do? Probably billions. I mean, between all these celebrities, who knows?
I'm sure they try to donate as much as they can to push their way.
Think about how much, like all that money they gave, if they gave to like a starving country or something like that,
They could have bought a country.
I know. And just because, they wanted their money to play a role in the election.
What would it come out? I mean, she raised billions of dollars in a short amount of time just to try to get herself elected. It's fucking nuts.
So when I actually listened to the Joe Rogan podcast with J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, and it was interesting what J.D. Vance had said, because Joe Rogan's like, how are you gonna do, how are you guys gonna pull this out, whatever. And they basically said, just so that we have to do it where there's no question of cheating or this or that, or no question that someone else is gonna cheat, and we just got to beat them by a lot. We got to beat her by a lot, and it's got to be a lot, and that's what happened. There was there could be no challenge to it. Basically, it was.
I barely went to sleep that night of the election. I just kept watching because I was so impressed and surprised of what was happening.
Yeah,
I was really blown away. I mean, maybe I was naive to think that it wasn't going to be, it was going to be closer.
Yeah,
and I didn't think he was honestly going to win. I really thought it was all for naught. And, wow.
Yeah.
Well, all I got to say is wow.
But that's part of it. And that's the whole thing with the media. Spoke. The media has been saying it for the last, how many months? Harris is leading. 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 And this goes to show, take anything they say before the election with a grain of salt, because
I went back and forth between Fox and CNN because I wanted to see the difference.
Totally different.
Wow. I mean, Fox had him winning states and closing and making that final and CNN is like, well, she still has a chance. Here she comes. And then there was one gentleman on CNN when he brought up his board and he walked over there and he was like, it's very improbable. I'm not saying impossible.
Yeah.
It's very improbable. And it's like, that's not what CNN wanted him to say.
Yeah.
But he looked, and you could tell he looked at it, and he was like, he knew.
Yeah.
And of course they didn't want him to say what he was thinking.
Yeah.
But he's like, it's very improbable.
Did you hear about that thing about Elon Musk where the hell did I hear it? Maybe, I don't know. He had some devised some kind of program to, algorithms and this and that to figure out what the result's going to be, and 2 hours before they announced it, he's like, "Oh, he won," and just walked away. He laughed or something, he knew something like it was.
That's scary though. That means did he make a system to vote?
No, I don't think it was that.
200 billion
I think
times?
It was probably something like if you see this amount
trends,
in this county, think about it. It couldn't be that difficult to say, create a system where you go off past elections, how much it was voted, how much probability of this happening, this happening, and everything just worked towards that direction. You can kind of be like, all right, that we know what's happening.
I kept going on the Wall Street Journal website. I think I sent you a couple screenshots. They kept having their meter of, it's probable, percentage. And all of a sudden, they boosted up to 88%. They're 88% chance that Trump wins. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Wall Street Journal is reputable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If this is what they're thinking is going to happen, it's probably going to happen. And it kept getting higher and higher. And then as soon as they called Pennsylvania, I was like, you knew it was going to happen.
And it's crazy because the night before the election, they said this is most likely going to be not decided till maybe the end of the week, Friday or whatever. So everyone, especially considering past elections where we didn't get those results right away, everyone, like including myself, except John, went to bed and said, "Well, we're not going to find out tonight, anyways." So,
as soon as he won Georgia, and I saw them going into Pennsylvania, obviously, she was leading in Pennsylvania because, like we talked about, Philadelphia came in. Those bigger cities came in first, Pittsburgh, and then all of a sudden, hey man, cheers to the Amish. Amish might have single-handedly won President Trump Pennsylvania.
I saw the pictures of the buggies with the Trump flag.
With the Trump flags, man. And I was just there last week. Their Trump signs are everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
All over farms. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
The Amish had enough, and they were like, nope.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It was a historical.
And they said certain counties that maybe, I don't know if it was a county in Florida or one of these states, said that they haven't voted Republican in whatever amount of years, and they're like, it's just nuts.
It was in Texas, I believe. There was a county in Texas that's been like a known Democrat for forever.
The problem is they went too far. The left went way, way too far with the propaganda. They went way too far. John and I were having this discussion before. J.D. Vance had mentioned that something along the lines like, we're getting the gay vote because a lot of just, gays and lesbians were like,
we were fine. Yeah, we felt good.
We've gotten certain rights. We were, where they can get married, et cetera, et cetera. And they're like, this whole woke generation, when you get outside the LGBT or whatever, I don't know, and then it starts getting into those Qs and all those other things, they're like,
it's getting weird.
Yeah, they're like, you're bringing too much attention to what we just want to be content. We want to be happy. We want to live our lives.
Yeah. We don't want spotlight on us.
The woke thing was a bit too much for a lot of gays, they said. And I watched a video of a lesbian and woman, and she's like, she was saying, she's like, I don't want to be affiliated with that. I just want to live my life. I want to be able to, and she was agreeing to what J.D. Vance's comment about how they're getting a lot of the gay vote, too.
Because it's getting crazy now. I mean, people are saying that they can be identified as anything, and they're being tacked on to the gay and lesbian community. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I can be a cat.
Yes.
I am a cat.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden, the gays and lesbians are like, well,
we don't want you to be a cat. We don't want, the whole cat thing. No, whatever. It's and that was the thing too, is that a lot of the right, they're like, yeah, that's fine. You want to be gay, be gay. All right, But now it's just becoming too much, and it wasn't just that either. It's to the extreme what they wanted to bring into the schools and what they can teach the kids
and the prisons.
Crazy
shit in the prison.
Oh yeah, with Kamala Harris saying, "Oh, we're gonna pay for surgeries for to change the genders or whatever."
I had this conversation with my daughters on our way to Pennsylvania because I wanted them to understand, because the next presidential election, they'll be 18, they'll be voting.
Yeah.
And I wanted them to understand the difference between the two parties. I wanted them to understand why I voted the way I did, and that I would never influence them on how to vote. They're their own people.
Yeah.
And I hear them, talking. I notice them hearing stuff about the whole, well, you're taking women's rights away if you vote for him, blah, blah, blah. And I want to let them know, I mean, really, it's not really true.
Yeah.
You still have your own rights. I get nervous with the whole abortion thing. Like, I didn't want them thinking, well, God forbid something happens to me. I'm stuck and blah, blah. It's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't listen to certain things. So I try to explain to them the differences, and that was one of the things that I told them was like, the whole trans thing and gay thing. I don't care. I know a lot of gay. That doesn't bother me anymore.
You were just at the Blue Oyster Club last week.
I was. Dun, 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 dun. I got my best leather outfit, and I told them it was the whole. Once you're saying I'm gonna let prisoners like that, men feel like women, let them have transgender. Who's paying for that? We are. Why are you gonna let them do that?
Yeah.
They're in prison.
Why?
They're punished.
Yes.
Why are we going to do that?
Yes.
Now you're going too far. Now you're going way too far.
Oh, yeah. And it was not even just, I heard it was immigrants, too, coming in from,
Yeah, we're going to pay for an immigrant man from God knows where to become a woman? Why?
Yeah. Yes. When we have people who don't have health care that are dying because they have, is it more important for someone to cut their wang off or to save someone's life because they have cancer or something. I mean,
listen, it's hard to afford a gallon of milk, and now all of a sudden, our taxes are going up. We're paying for this. We're paying for that.
Gas prices, everything.
Gas prices. My wage isn't going up.
Yeah.
And it's just I needed to.
It was too extreme.
It was too extreme, and I need to explain that to my daughters.
Yeah.
How and it's them now that have to change the country back. I don't see that happening, but they have to go back a little bit and start thinking about.
But did you see, as far as percentages goes, like when people the things that people were most concerned about, and abortion wasn't like necessarily that top of that list,
Because they're not going to ban abortion. I mean, you get if there's a rape or an incest or sexual assault, of course, they just don't want people who are 8 months pregnant going, I don't want this anymore.
Exactly.
Get it out of me,
Well, the thing is, too, 90%, I would say probably more than that, way more than that, of people who get pregnant, it's not because of rape or incest.
Yeah. No, it's because of stupidity.
Yeah. It's because they're not playing it safe.
Right.
And that's, I don't know. I don't want to get into it too much. I have my opinions on it, and
I think the left really. I think what it really came down to is the left didn't think that the immigration and the migrant part of the whole topic was as important as they thought, like America thought it was.
Yes.
They downplayed it, saying, "No, everybody loves everybody."
Well, they tried to put the fear in the women that like, oh, you're going to strip your rights away, just like you mentioned your daughter.
Yeah.
She's going to think, oh, they're taking my rights.
Right. No. I think the immigrant. I think the just the influx of people coming into our country was a very, very big topic. It was very high on people's list. That and inflation was very high on people's list.
And just real quick, just to piggyback on what you were saying about the whole abortion thing, it's not necessarily the choice of that people that are anti-abortion are going after. It's that a lot of people who are anti-abortion, they view it, the fetus or whatever, as a human being. And they're saying it's a human being that can't fight for themselves, a human being. So it's not that someone's saying women shouldn't have rights. They're just saying, I don't agree what's happening to that fetus.
That person,
Yes.
That fetus is a person.
Yes, exactly. So don't, think that it's, because it's actually almost quite the opposite. They're saying, no, I'm supportive of all lives, and I want everyone to live, and this and that, So there's a lot it's very controversial. There's a lot of, things to it. We typically try to avoid going too deep on it.
That we won't.
Like I said, we have our opinions on it and everything of that sort, but it's just, we can't be narrow-minded, and we can't think, it's because people want to take someone's rights away. It's not that necessarily.
But, that night I was texting with a buddy, and I even said, it's, you can voice your opinion however you want. Certain people are going to judge you on your opinion. Yeah. But I said, tomorrow, regardless of who wins, when I come visit you next, I'm probably going to pay a lot on a plane ticket. I go, but I'm getting up to go to work the next day. It's not going to end my life.
Yeah.
It's not going to, we are going to keep going.
Yes.
No matter who wins, we are going to keep going.
And the bottom line, too, is we have to learn. We have to learn from our mistakes. The left, the right, the left on going too extreme with things, the right with Donald Trump being too controversial with what he says and how he says it and the way he puts himself out there, and the way he talks, or we have to, as these politicians have to learn, and the people have to learn. There's a right and wrong way to do things, and never take us Americans for fools.
Yeah.
Because we can see right through people pretty easily, especially us Jersey guys.
Although Jersey is not Jersey's a blue state.
They got a lot more red this time around, I think.
Did, but they still didn't get enough to.
Yeah.
You get a glass?
Oh shoot, yeah.
We got one more updated topic. You want to use that?
Yeah, it's fine. I got our Wild Acres from Drownlands beer glass here. Yeah.
So before we go into our next topic, because we're running out of time, and I knew this was going to be a long one, I recently went to Kane Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Kane was awesome. A lot different than it was the last time I was
Yeah,
there.
I saw they updated. Someone I posted on the Facebook group that we're part of.
Yeah.
About
Like yesterday or something.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, that looks
really cool
Yeah.
inside. They had a lot of beers to offer. So this one is called Coastal Glow. It's a Vienna lager. It's only coming in at 4.3, so it's nothing too crazy.
Did we? Maybe it was coastal. I was talking to John. I was like, dude, did we have this on the podcast? Maybe it was something coastal something.
I'm gonna think no, because this is a Vienna lager. And
Yeah.
back when we had we did 99% IPAs.
Yeah. You could probably fill that all the way because, or you can gauge it by how much the can weighs.
There we go. I'm actually just gonna do a little, and then afterwards we can.
Yeah. That's a nice color on
So
that.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, I was talking about the beer, but the can's got a nice color too.
It's rainbow.
In light of what
we're talking about. Kane Brewing Company is solid, always solid, right? Head High is probably in a top 10 beer.
Yeah, I've had the on my draft here at the house. I've had the overhead on draft. They got some good stuff, man.
Anything with head is delicious.
Yeah, and we were so. I mean, even for the episode with the Poor Man's Poison, we'd had the Kane on the show.
Yeah,
we loved the Kane.
Yeah, we love the Kane.
Cheers.
Candy cane.
Oh yeah, smells like a Vienna. Mm-hmm. Crisp, clean,
solid.
4.3.
You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Crushable.
I'm starting to hate that word though.
Yeah, crushable.
It's crushable, man.
I'll crush this all day.
Yeah.
Give me 20 of these, bro.
I'll crush these 4.3s like nothing. So I got a beard here on mine. Make a wish. Actually, no, I don't know if I got it.
So good job, Kane. Good stuff. We've been doing, I don't want to say less beer, but beer hasn't been really our focus as much anymore because all we can get are very local stuff, and we're trying to go worldwide with this, you know. Yeah, right.
There it is.
What the?
And now it's my beard hair.
Yeah, now you're
pubic hair.
And then you're staring at with your finger. Let me taste that. Let me see if it tastes any different.
Try this. Tell me what you think.
Tastes any different.
After I stuck my finger in it. Yeah, not bad.
So,
hey,
go ahead.
I was going to ask you.
Yes.
Sorry, I interrupted John.
I did. Because I was going to ask you the same thing.
Oh, did you watch Yellowstone?
I watched Yellowstone, and I was confused as shit.
Yeah. Oh, should we say no spoiler alert?
Yeah, so spoiler alert right now.
Spoiler alert.
We got to our beer. We did our bourbon. We talked election. We're going to talk a bit of Yellowstone right now. If you didn't watch it yet, it just came out 2 nights ago, Sunday night.
Yeah.
The final part of the final season. If you didn't watch it, you might want to shut us off right now.
Yeah.
We're not going to go too crazy.
Or just put us on mute so we get the more hours.
Yeah.
on our YouTube.
Just put us on mute.
Yeah. Yeah, so it started out interesting. We knew that something dramatic may happen because Kevin Costner does not want to be he didn't want to be part of Yellowstone. He's doing his own thing that is kind of similar. I don't know if it was a movie or what.
Yeah.
And
But I think that movie's going to play out over time and be a bunch of different.
All right. Yeah. He wanted to go his own direction. Him and Tyler Sheridan didn't necessarily share the same views at all times. So, yeah.
My confusion was I thought he said, fine, I'll finish it, and this is it. I'm going to tell you how I'm going to die at the end.
Yeah.
Or if I'm going to die at all.
Yeah.
And blah, 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 blah. Apparently, that's not the case.
Yeah.
Although his name's still in the credits.
I know. Long story short.
Maybe he'll make appearances? I don't know.
At least in the first episode, there was no Kevin Costner.
There was no Kevin Costner.
Yes.
No.
And they made it pretty much a point to say there's going to be no Kevin Costner unless we do flashbacks.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe he just said, look, and I'll make an appearance here or there for some flashbacks.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was under the impression that he was going to be in it, and apparently not.
It's such a shame. Because, I mean...
Such a good show.
I know, but, like, Kevin Costner... Do you think his divorce recently had anything to do with it, and what he's been dealing with, and what's going on in his personal life?
I think he's just a control freak.
Yeah.
And...
He's no Daniel Day-Lewis, you know? He's
no Ben Affleck.
Like he's had some decent roles, but he's like
Costner's one of the greats, man.
No, he is not one of the greats.
Stop.
Not one of the greats.
Stop.
Come on, tell me, what did he do? What did he do? Field of Dreams,
yes.
Bodyguard, Robin Hood. He couldn't even speak with an English accent in that.
Come on, he was White Earp, bro.
Nothing big. Nothing where you're saying Castaway or Forrest Gump or
Bull Durham.
Yeah.
Field of Dreams is right there with Castaway and Full. We don't talk that man anymore. We don't talk Hanks anymore.
Oh, come on.
He's moving out of the country. We don't speak that man named Hanks.
All I'm getting at is he was no Daniel Day. He was no
Daniel Day. What has Daniel Day done?
Shit me, bro.
What is Daniel Day? I've never seen Daniel Day.
He's won the most Best Actor awards ever. First and foremost.
He hasn't.
Yes.
That I wouldn't know. I don't think I've seen one movie with him in it.
Gangs of New York.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Gays of New York? I've never seen the Gays of New York.
All right. Lincoln.
Yeah.
There Will Be Blood. My
I
God.
heard of that one.
There Will Be Blood. Watch these movies. Watch these movies.
Terrible actor. Kevin Costner was in it.
Some of the older stuff. My Left Foot.
No.
Boxer. In the Name of the Father.
The Holy Spirit. No, I've never seen any of them. I never even heard of them.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I mean, come on, dude. Crucible.
Yeah.
Last of the Mohicans.
No, I would never watch that.
Oh my gosh. Come on, man. Really?
Bull Durham. Field of Dreams. Waterworld.
Waterworld, that was supposed to be one of the biggest flops in our time, I think. It's like, they said it was horrible.
The Wolves movie.
Dancing with Wolves?
Yes. There you go. Forrest Gump type-ish.
Out of your mind. Phantom Thread. That's a newer one.
That sounds like a Marvel movie.
Ballad of Jack and Rose. These are all great Daniel Day movies.
Yeah, real great. Never heard of them.
Ah.
Anywho, if Daniel Day-Lewis was in Yellowstone, Yellowstone would not be Yellowstone. Nobody would watch it.
Speaking of which, I heard that Daniel Day was coming
Why
back.
is it Daniel Day? Why can't it just be Daniel?
Daniel
Why can't it just be
Day-Lewis?
Daniel Lewis?
Daniel Day-Lewis? Well, that's what
What's the day mean?
I don't know.
That's weird.
His son, I think, is
Daniel Knight?
got into some kind of producing or something. I think he actually is because he was retired. He was like a cobbler, he just took on different roles in life, you know. And he made shoes and stuff like
Strange.
that. Yeah, I know he's an interesting dude. Like if you saw him, they showed pictures of him on the streets of New York. He's got a trucker hat and he's all just all hip and everything.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but.
Back to Yellowstone.
Kevin Costner. I mean, come on. Like I said, he's not.
I was confused. I thought he'd be in it, but Kevin Costner is Yellowstone. Rip and John Dutton are Yellowstone. There's no Yellowstone without John Dutton and Rip.
Yeah.
So they're going to try their hardest this season to give us that. I think they're going to epically fail. You can see they stretched to try to make this work.
Yeah.
They stretched. Come on, the whole scenario was kind of stupid.
Yes, because it's not like you're watching Sopranos and you see James Gandolfini sitting in that diner until that ends.
Yeah,
you know, you need to see something dramatic. You need to see brains all getting shot into a wall. You need to see,
and they blew their load in the first episode with it.
Yeah,
you know, they showed how he died. They showed what led up to it.
Yeah.
You know, that whole thing, which was weird. Come on,
yeah,
that can really happen.
Yeah.
I did get a little misty-eyed, with Rip and the old man, and he bought, when he was by the, he went and bought the, what do they call those? Spurs. And just him driving around and seeing the whole Texas thing and then under the, Ryan Bingham playing the guitar and singing that song and kind of them saying that we are the last of the Cowboys. This isn't going to happen anymore. This is about to end.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are about to be
Well, you heard what
non-existent.
Rip said to the guy. He's like, "Oh, can we take a picture?" Because he had the little girl take a picture with the horses, and
You wanna take a picture of a horse, buy a fucking horse.
yeah, he's like, "This is not a fucking petting zoo."
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Because the cowboy way is almost non-existent.
well, the Spurs, that guy that you couldn't understand the word he was saying.
Yeah.
The old,
I
think
looked him up, actually.
he died, right?
Yeah.
That's
He
when
w-
they dedicated
At
the
the end,
episode.
yeah,
to,
and then I looked him up, and he's been known to make that stuff. That's what he does for a living since the 1920s.
He's that old.
Yeah, he was old, dude.
1920s. He's 100-something years old, and he's on Yellowstone. I mean,
Yeah. And he's been making them since he's a baby.
yeah. He had Spurs instead of a rattle. But yeah, I mean, tell us what you guys think. We're kind of curious. We talked a little bit on it, but anything we said as far as spoilers, you're going to find out within 30 seconds of the start of the episode. So it's not like it's really a spoiler necessarily.
I don't know. I think they reached for this. I think they're trying hard to write his character off, and now they're trying hard for a story to make it work. And I don't think they're going to succeed. I think this is going to end very poorly.
Yeah.
I think it's going to end very disappointing. And I think it's going to be time to move on from Yellowstone.
Hey, we could be wrong. We'll revisit it, I think. I think we should revisit it. I think we should see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's only the first episode in. Yeah. It's too early to tell.
No, in a few weeks when we come back, we'll go over what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Did you finish watching Daryl Dixon, the new season?
No. I'll be honest, I have them recorded. I have them recorded, but I haven't.
They're done now. I think the season's over.
I'll binge it. I'll binge it. Yeah, because we've been watching too many things.
Yeah.
My wife and I, we've been doing a lot of the old episodes of Dexter.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually like it. We just started watching Tulsa King again with the new season.
I can't bring it's on my list. I just can't bring myself to watch it. I'm not a gigantic Stallone fan. He overdoes it for me, and for him to play like a mafia guy, I just feel like he's too over the top.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't given it a chance yet.
It's
So many people said it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. And Lioness is pretty good, too. Another Taylor Sheridan.
That I'd like to try.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I like
There's a new one. What's the new one coming out with Billy Bob Thornton? I think that's a Taylor Sheridan.
Oh, yeah. Too. Yeah, I think I heard about this.
They put it on the commercials yesterday. With that looks really
I was fast
forward. He's a cowboy.
I was fast because we started watching it like after it started.
Oh, yeah, me too. I DVR it and I can go past the...
Yeah, we fast forward all the commercials. So, but the Lioness, probably out of all the Taylor Sheridan ones, probably top 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
Is that one season? That's a new show?
Yeah. One season.
How many episodes are...
normal. What's it, maybe 8 or something?
In already? Like it's over?
Oh, yeah. The first season's done. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I can binge that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I would say it's probably, top.
That's not a cowboy. It's not cowboy.
No, military.
Ooh, all right.
Military.
Not a huge fan of military stuff, but I'm going to give it a shot, though. I did hear great things about it.
I think you see your fair share of boobies in it, so.
I'll be watching that tonight. Thank you.
Yeah. On that note, shout out Kane, awesome beer, good stuff. Shout out to Dark Arts. I liked it.
Very good. Out of Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah, good pick, good stuff, good.
If you ever get your hands on it, give it a shot.
Or drink it slowly. Yeah. John?
Congratulations, President-elect Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And Vice President J.D. Vance.
Yeah, we're happy everyone spoke their mind and voted the way that they felt was right.
Kevin Costner's still better than Daniel Day-Lewis.
No
Thanks for watching.
John, cheers.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
Peace.